Alright guys, welcome back to the channel where today we're talking Wwe 2K18 as a ton of news has just dropped. There is so much and it all sounds absolutely amazing. So I'm going to break it all down for you. We'll have a new graphics engine, backstage areas, 8 people in the ring. There is so much, so let's dive straight into it. First up, let's talk graphics, because one of the biggest things coming out of today's news is the announcement of a brand new graphics engine, an engine that's been completely rewritten from the ground up, specifically for current gen, as the decision to forego releasing the game on last gen means the team at 2K have had so much more time and resources to put in the new engine, meaning we'll now have new shaders, physical based rendering, real-time reflections, light and skin and camera effects, all of which from the people that have seen it have confirmed it looks so much better than 2K17 and fully justifies the decision to concentrate on current gen. Meanwhile, whilst not being publicly released, the devs also showed off 2 examples. Firstly, there was a screenshot of Seth's new model, which CM Pulse confirmed showed the WWE Roadblock arena in the background, so that confirms the first pay-per-view arena, with the model set looks so much better than anything that we've seen so far. Also showed off was a comparison of Randy Orton's entrance from 2K17 against the same model run on the new 2K18 engine, and again it said the difference is absolutely surreal, and it leaves no doubt that this year's game will be without a doubt the best looking WWE game ever. So that's graphics, but what good are graphics without gameplay? So let's talk gameplay improvements, because again there seems to be so much added, starting with the awesome news that the game will feature 8 people on screen for the very first time in the series, bringing with it new match additions such as 8-man tag, 8-man ladder and battle royales, as well as an 8-person Royal Rumble match, which also sees updates as there's a brand new elimination minigame included. Staying with the Rumble, also added is a whole host of new cutscenes and reactions for when players are eliminated, along with better AI that sees tag teams teaming up to go after their opponents. So that's the Rumble. Let's talk about general improvements though, starting with an update to the whole drag system, as 2K18 sees a complete overhaul in how you drag an opponent, as now you have the option to actually pick up a superstar and carry them, meaning you can now place them in positions such as on a table, on one of the equipment boxes, or even on the top rope, which for someone like Samoa Joe is a great addition, as it makes it so much easier to set up for moves like the Muscle Buster, rather than picking them up, Irish whipping them into the corner and then placing them on the top rope, as that way they had 3 opportunities to reverse the move before you'd even got the point of performing your finisher. So that's a really cool addition. We also have new selling AI, whereby if you perform a move to your opponent, instead of just sitting up and holding the head, depending on the ring position, you'll see them pull themselves into the corner where they'll then continue to sell the move, or grab hold the second rope to help themselves up before then laying over it. So all this makes for perfect ways to create combos by hitting a move and then going for a broski boot if they pull themselves into the corner, or even hitting 619 if they're laying over the second rope. So it all sounds really cool and much more fluid than constantly having to pick up and move your opponent into those positions in order to perform the move. Another update to gameplay, and one that I'm really excited to see added, comes with the addition of a free camera. So last year we seen the highlight reel return, but to everyone's surprise it didn't come with a free cam option to allow players to manually move the camera. Instead we are limited to set camera angles. So that's no longer a problem in 2K18, as the free cam is back, meaning players can now capture gameplay from any angle, which will be perfect for creators on YouTube. Up next, let's talk changes to the sound, as the biggest news in this regard comes with the reveal of a brand new announce team featuring Michael Cole, Byron Saxton and Corey Graves. So this year the game will feature a completely redone commentary system, giving it a fresh new sound with not only new lines from all 3 members of the announce team, but also newly re-recorded lines, with 2K said to have recorded almost all the old lines, which should again give the game a fresh breath of air. Now, recording new lines or redoing old lines is always good, but how they're used is one of the big issues that we've seen in the past, as the announcers would often talk about something completely irrelevant to what's actually going on. Therefore, to help fix that problem in 2K18, 2K have imported the same system that they use in NBA 2K, which has by far one of the best commentary systems in any sports game, so they've put that right inside the WWE engine, and if it works anywhere near as good as it does in NBA, then this will make a huge difference to the game. Staying with sound, also updated is the crowd, as Wwe 2K18 will feature new crowd audio along with a new system that sees different types of crowd audio depending on the size of the arena that you're playing in. So for example, if you're playing in the NXT arena, which is a lot smaller and a lot more compact, then you'll be able to hear single chants and heckles from specific members of the crowd, whereas when playing in larger arenas you won't be able to pick those out. As for the crowd themselves, they too have also been updated, with 2K bringing in a brand new crowd which features both new models and new faces, as well as brand new animations, continuing to build on those that were seen in 2K17. When it comes to the roster, this is still very secretive as 2K aren't giving away any deals, but they have said that it'll once again be the biggest roster ever, and this time by far, as they're aiming to include around 200 superstars in 2K18, which is a major jump from 2K17. As far as match types go, let's start with the Elimination Chamber, as 2K have confirmed that the new chamber that we're seeing at this year's pay-per-view will be included in the game, although as of yet we don't know if it'll function any differently to the original chamber. As for backstage brawls, these have been heavily updated as it's been confirmed that the backstage area we see in 2K18 will be 3 times as big as the area that we're seeing in 2K17, with new areas including a loading dock and a garage, with 2K aiming to provide a much larger backstage area to roam around in, just like we used to see in the likes of Here Comes the Pain. As for those areas, also confirmed was that we'll also see a lot more interactive elements scattered throughout, with new weapons to use and even more OMG moments. Up next, we're going to talk MyCareer Mode, but I do want to stick with the backstage area, as one other big confirmation that I'm sure a lot of people will be happy to hear is that this year's MyCareer Mode features the return of free roaming backstage, meaning you'll be able to fully explore the backstage area and wander around in MyCareer Mode, speaking to superstars, attacking them, and helping set up and further the current storyline. Speaking of storyline, 2K have confirmed that this year's MyCareer Mode will feature a brand new story as opposed to 2K17, which featured an ongoing career that spanned 15 years, meaning you'll come up against various opponents instead of constant matches with the likes of Baron Blade and Kevin Owens, with the mode's set to feature various branching elements that will help make the story unique and leave fans wanting to replay it to see the differences that their actions make. As for any other changes, Career Invasion has also been updated, although it's not known in what capacity, but even something like being able to choose which of your friend's superstars features in your career, then that would be a welcome addition. Moving on, let's talk one of the most popular modes. Let's talk about creations, as we have confirmation that not only will there be brand new options for create a superstar, create a video and create an arena, but we'll also be getting a brand new create mode in that of create a match. Now this is similar to the match creator that we've seen on last gen, in which you can fully customize the rules for a match, such as being able to turn rope break on or off, first blood, KO, flaming tables. It gives you all those different options that we've been asking for, with the added bonus that you can actually save the match type, meaning rather than edit the options every time you want to play that specific match, instead you can save it and load your own custom match type from the exhibition menu. Going back to the new options for Create a Superstar, while not a lot was revealed, one of those that was that 2K have redone all the base models, meaning we'll now see brand new models used as a starting point with new models for different ethnicities. As for community creations, 2K admitted that the search system in 2K17 was completely broken, therefore this has been addressed in 2K18 and the search feature has been greatly improved, not only giving you results that you actually searched for, but also offering up suggested creations based on those that you've downloaded in the past. Finally, I'm sure there's a ton of people waiting on Universe Mode news, therefore I'm happy to reveal that this mode is being completely redone from the ground up, with 2K adding support for the brand extension, meaning it can now run different brands with their own unique shows and pay-per-views. This change also sees storylines updated, so they no longer run for a set amount of weeks and then finish on a pay-per-view. Instead, the stories can change and update depending on what actually happens in the ring. So to give you an example of this, if you're locked in a rivalry with Zack Ryder and you break out at the end of the match and continue to beat him down, then you may see Mojo run in to make the save, which will then change how the story progresses and maybe even turn it into a tag team rivalry against the Hype Bros. Another example using the same people could be if you turn on your tag team partner and maybe take out and execute your finisher on Ryder, then this could bring about a breakup scenario which you'll then see play out. So it's a really cool addition which should make for some unique stories which differ to other people's experiences. So there you go, that is a ton of information, although we're still not done, as more and more news is continuing to roll out, including the news that there will be an online MyPlayer mode called Road to Glory, as well as plenty other little bits and pieces. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's a lot to digest, but hopefully you like the sound of all the things planned for 2K18. I think from the sound of it, it all sounds really promising. We just have to hope that it all comes together and we get what could be the best WWE game to date. Anyway guys, let me know your thoughts on all of today's news in the comments, and stay tuned to the channel as I'll be continuing to cover more news this week and going into more detail on some of today's news, so stay tuned for that, subscribe if you haven't already, and smash that bell notification icon so that you can be notified once those videos drop. Until then, I hope you've enjoyed this video, but until next time, have yourself an awesome day, and I'll catch you later.